the head on this one, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what he looks like? He looks like an Easter egg. You know how they're glued together?
Yeah,
So there's a scene.
Yeah, two halves, like the feminine and the masculine glued together. Look at the energy on this
man.
one. Just fucking.
There's they're not leading any fucking revolution, man.
No, not for fuck's sake.
Was saying that he reaffirmed the government's previous position of wanting to speed up deportations of.
See the way she's scanning him up and down.
Up and down. It's like, look at this fucking piece of shit.
Wow.
Who do you think you fucking are?
Buddy. Jeez.
Of wanting to speed up deportations of failed asylum seekers who have not met the threshold after an examination. I'm wondering if you have any reaction to that remark by the minister.
Not for Brits, no.
There. Yeah, it's just fucking no. How fucking dare you? But I think Ben has earned the respect of his colleagues and has kind of settled in to the role. And even the politicians respect him now at this stage. Like, so, initially it was like, the politicians were laughing at him, and you go back to kind of COVID and Leo Varadkar was the man in charge. But over time, he's earned their respect as well. Either he's earned the respect or their handlers have told him, listen, don't do that. It's bad optics. So just acknowledge his questions. Do what Simon Harris does, which is acknowledge the question. Acknowledge that, yes, that's actually the case. So take all the steam out of it and then spend some horseshit about that. Yeah, we're addressing it. Again, the standard lessons have been learned. Yes, we have to improve on that, and we are improving on that, and we will continue to improve upon that. Thank you for your question. Ugh.
He looks worse with the glasses. Have you noticed him with glasses before, actually?
No, it seems to be a new development now. He's a mature statesman now, is it? What was he banging on about today? Social media. They're banning social media for 16-year-olds and under now.
Oh, fuck.
Thanks for shouting me down again. I know you're having difficulty this week. You won't take questions from some journalists, and when you come in here, if you don't like the questions, and then when you ask me a question, you won't allow me answer it. So you don't take questions from some, and you don't accept answers from others. So don't shout me down, please, on an important issue. In relation to this situation, I've made it very clear what Irish law does state.
Okay. Do you want to have a talk about Ruth Coppinger going full-scale fascist and?
Yeah, I forgot about this entirely because I was so transfixed in the cult and the sexy Levantine or Indian lady, not sure which.
We are starting a UFO cult, my friend. It's been a while. Nobody's working that angle. Well, there is the Raelians, I suppose.
Yeah, but there's a lull in the UFO cult thing, isn't there?
Yeah,
they can take advantage of that.
Yeah, there's enough material there, so we could mix that. We mix it with anything.
Yes, mix and match. It's like Christian Protestant cults. You just take some fucking verse out of the Bible and you interpret it in a completely new way, and there you've got a cult.
Yeah, look at this bitch! Like fucking hell.
Which one?
The one with the hair. The female with the hair. Look at the shape. She's like one of those African fucking statues with the tits on her hips. Like it's just.
Then the head on this one, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what he looks like? He looks like an Easter egg. You know how they're glued together?
Yeah.
So there's a scene.
Yeah. Two halves. Like the feminine and the masculine glued together. Look at the energy on this one. Just fucking.
There's they're not leading any fucking revolution, man.
No, not for fuck's sake. You can't be arsed to button the top fucking of your shirt. He's not leading anything. Let's be honest. And neither is she. Her tits are even fucking trying to get away from her. Like she's. I've never seen titties that low. It's like it looks like there's two tits missing, doesn't it? There should be another two, just on top of where they could be. Like it's
like a cow.
Yeah,
she's literally a cow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Such
Who
a
are
pleasant
these
woman.
two?
There you go. Yeah.
Oh God, good to
Yeah.
have you all on, Kieran.
They walk
Uh,
amongst us.
yeah, they certainly do. I'm going to say before we look at what we're about to see, I know a lot of you already saw this, but I'm fucking pressing X'd out like mad on this one. I don't think this is really organic, but let's hear it anyway.
This morning, Justice Minister Jim O'Callaghan was saying that he reaffirmed the government's previous position of wanting to speed up deportations of failed asylum seekers who have not met the threshold after an examination. I'm wondering if you have any reaction to that remark by the Minister.
Not for Brit, you know.
Sorry, what?
Not for Gript, I don't. No.
That look of fucking
that's
disdain.
not really fair.
Um,
He's a member of the press. If he's asking you a question,
I'm just saying I don't answer questions.
we press freedom in this country, and he's a member of the press. He's a member of the press council. If they're asking you a question, that's not very fair.
Really, yeah. A lot of things aren't very fair, and I don't think he needs you to stick up for him.
Well, I would hope that if the roles were reversed, someone would stick up for me. I don't think that's fair.
You the question, Jack? I might put a pin in that, actually. I mean, if you guys aren't willing to take questions, then maybe we can put them.
Yeah, I think we're done.
Right. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Grant, okay.
Huh.
So, yeah, go back there because I want to have a look at her. Just the look of disgust and disdain on behalf of this cunt.
All right. Start from the beginning.
Yeah, beginning on just when I say pause.
Yeah.
Just pause
Sure
it there
thing.
and we'll see if we can.
This morning, Justice Minister Jim O'Callaghan was saying that he reaffirmed the government's previous position of wanting to speed up deportations of...
See the way she's scanning him up and down.
Up and down. It's like, look at this fucking piece of shit.
Wow.
Who do you think you fucking are?
Buddy. Jeez.
of wanting to speed up deportations of failed asylum seekers who have not met the threshold after an examination. I'm wondering if you have any reaction to that remark by the Minister.
Not for Brit, you know.
There. Yeah, it's just fucking no. How fucking dare you even look at me? God, is this woman married? Is she like, I guess?
Oh no, I think she's a lesbian, isn't she?
She'd have to be, like, wouldn't she? Probably fucking not. Like, God help the partner of this poor fucking. Not this poor. God help the poor partner of this ghoul, this gowl, like this actual fucking demon. Look, what's wrong with Gript? Gript are the Nazis in her eyes, are they?
I don't know.
I think so. What pantsuited
Termagants?
termagants?
What is a termagant? That's my new favorite word. Termagant.
Termagant. Okay. She ran out of AA batteries. I think this woman has me banned on X as well for a couple of fucking years. Like, she's just an awful person. What possesses people to vote for this woman is beyond me as well. How people do it every fucking 4 years is a mystery. There's nothing redeeming about her. She's just awful in every regard. Like, just the way she speaks, the way she, views people, talks to them, the way she looks, the way she dresses. Her hair even is fucking disgusting. It's like she's balding and, or she's been in some sort of house fire. Look at the whole side of her head is frizzed, like. And then this dirtbag as well. He doesn't even have the good sense to just, slowly walk out of frame and distance himself from her. He has to show solidarity, which is okay for him, but not for the press here. Well, calling them press is a stretch, really. But they stick up for their newfound colleague, King Leonidas, the brave, fearless, giant-headed warrior, that brave Abdul. What's his first name? Fucking Graham, is it? Or what's his name? Hickey or not Hickey? Jesus Christ, I'm losing my mind. Scanlan, what's his first name? Ben, isn't it?
Ben.
Yeah. Benjamin Leonidas
Hmm.
Abdul Mohammed Scanlan. The bravest journalist in Ireland for just asking a question. Just a question. Not even a vicious one or a brave or clever one, but just doing the basics of what a journalist should do.
Yeah.
That after 4 years, his colleagues have found the courage to stand up for him. And I think it's only because the press
He's
in
in the
Ireland have
club.
come together recently and they've had
Oh, yeah?
their annual conference like they all do. The guards had one, the nurses had one, the fucking camogie players had one, and they just go away and realise, listen, we've nothing to fucking complain about. So anybody got anything at all? The press, Israel, or the Eurovision. Let's have a protest about the Eurovision Song Contest and refuse to report on it. Oh, cool. We're getting termagant, a harsh-tempered or overbearing woman. Okay,
That's definitely my new favorite word.
Yes, I think we have a college-educated person in the chat room. You're you can join our cult. You can be in charge. You can be in the grammar section. You can write and read and prepare all our scripts for us.
Right.
Yeah.
The AGM.
AGM. So they've had their fucking AGMs. They've nothing to complain about, and they obviously invited Ben this year, or he just got his press council pass this year, and now they suddenly have they found solidarity with him. But I think this is the first time in Irish history that a politician has openly refused to engage with a journalist. Now, she doesn't think Ben is a journalist because he's right wing and doesn't ask follow-up questions as well. So that's a clear sign that you're a Nazi. And especially if you ask a question around immigration, well then, double Nazi. And she refuses to have anything to do with it. She won't platform him in any way, shape or form. This is, this can't be tolerated. There's no tolerance for the intolerant in Ruth's playbook. So she can't have it. Ben should really go to a gulag. And that's what would happen if these people were actually got in, a hair's breadth of power. They would have everybody who disagrees with them rounded up into a gulag. Hate speech law will be implemented immediately. We'd all be in fucking work camps by the end of the week. Guards would be, increased to 40, 50,000 people. Every refugee would be, press ganged into the guards or, petty informants. It would be a fucking nightmare. But you're saying you don't believe any? You think it's staged or something, or what were you saying?
Maybe not completely staged, but there's something fishy about it, because I've never seen, as well as a politician never answering a question, I've never seen the Irish press stand up for any kind of fucking standards at all. I'm sorry, I just don't see it happening.
But again, I think it's because there hasn't, ever been a case where a politician just simply refused to answer a question based on their impression of the reporter. Because, bar Gript media, nearly, 99% of every other press outfit in Ireland is of the same ilk. It's the same standard fucking question that's going to be asked. It's the same tame, progressive outlook. And generally, these guys don't even really, they seem to appear in RTE every now and again, don't they? They just drag them in for colour or something. I don't fucking know. But I can't remember any Irish politician refusing to answer a question. They'll avoid the question. They'll skirt around the issue. They'll answer a question that wasn't asked.
Yep.
But I can't remember once where someone said, I refuse to talk to you because I disagree with your politics or your editorial line. It just hasn't happened. And my impression is that this woman, whoever she is, just said, well, that's just not fucking on. Like, so, she's standing up for Ben, and she says, like, she seems shocked, more shocked that somebody would actually stand up for Ben. And then it's like she's trying to, shame your woman by saying,
Yeah.
I don't think.
Fellow feminist,
Yeah.
I don't think he needs you to stand up for him.
Yeah, he's more than capable of standing up for herself. And she's shocked then when, with you saying that's not fair. And then she tries to, she turns into a 6-year-old. Well, he's not fair. The stuff he writes about is not fair. And if he's not fair, then I can be not fair. But she's genuinely taken aback, And then fucking Lex Loser here, he comes in and tries to rescue the situation by being charming and, asking Jack, whoever the fuck Jack is, if he's any questions. And then he takes umbrage too. It's like, well, no, I'm putting a pin in it. If you're not going to answer a question, well then, we're not going to ask you any fucking questions. And why would they? Why should they? I don't think the press really needs these two. They're not selling any papers by having these guys' thoughts on the front, middle, or back pages. They're more dependent on coverage in the press than the other way around. So I'm delighted to see it. And they've been roundly mocked on social media for their silly fucking carry on. Like, it's ridiculous.
Even in the doll. We'll see that in a minute.
All right, yeah. And these will be the first people when Trump does this with journalists, I refuse to talk to you, which is just as shitty as well. Like, it's fucking, it's fascistic behavior to, refuse to talk to the press or like, oh, who are you with? You're with such and such. I'm not talking to you. You're fake news, And now she's doing it like so, and again, wouldn't see the parallel. Oh, well, that's because he's a fucking Ben's a Nazi. And then,
I get to do it, but when he does it, it's something completely different. Yeah.
Blind, like.
Yeah. You'd think that, this bald-faced fucking demonstration of take your pick of any negative words would, get through to people, but they always find some fucking excuse, and some header on fucking Twitter looks like a granny with a fucking a trans flag in her bio says, "Remember when Jack Charlton refused to take questions from Eamon Dunphy? Did the press refuse to talk to Jack then?" Oh my god.
Yeah, that time we elected Jack Charlton to be the leader of the football team. Yeah.
Their level of retardation is fantastic, man. And speaking of which, well, what I think is going on here is that these guys have slowly closed themselves off from the rest of the world. We've talked about this before, how they're just tone deaf, increasingly detached from the rest of us. And this is the result of it. You stick your foot in it because maybe it is all above board and there is no fucking conspiracy behind it. I'm just being a schizo, and it's just a simple fact that when you get that card from the press corps, then you're part of this society, and you are given that level of respect. You're part of the society now. We will defend you as you will defend us.
Yeah, I think he's earned the respect as well. Like, so, it was shocking for a lot of them, I think, to see somebody, ask a follow-up question. It's unheard of in the Irish press, because it's just been this cozy relationship, more than cozy. This fucking, they're almost bedfellows, and it's a career progression to become a ministerial advisor, a press advisor, that they're choosing. It's the same outfits they're choosing from every time. It's like the Irish Times, the Independent, RTE. So you have this massive conflict of interest. They know each other. It's been the same government pretty much in power for the last 14 years, if not 40. Let's be honest, it's the same press. It's this, it's the same thing. It's nepotism everywhere. You've journalists who are the sons of previous journalists and politicians who are sons of previous politicians, and it's too fucking cozy
Mm.
all around. And much of their income as well, much of the newspapers' incomes comes from government advertising. RTE is, we don't need to say it. It's basically it's a state-run television program. Money is gathered from extortion and direct taxation. Now it's been subsidized because people are so fed up they're refusing to pay the television license in large fucking numbers. So you're not going to bite the hand that feeds you. But I think Ben has earned the respect of his colleagues and has kind of settled in to the role. And even the politicians respect him now at this stage. Like, so, initially it was like, the politicians were laughing at him, and you go back to kind of COVID, and Leo Varadkar was the man in charge. He's just kind of looking at him and dismissing him, and then that little fucking gay fury, what's his name? Gorman, Rodrigo Groomer, as people call him. Again, he is just rolling his eyes, and then Micheál Martin, pretty much the same thing, just dismissing him as like, hey, who are you, you fucking little upstart? But over time, he's earned their respect as well. Either he's earned the respect, or their handlers have told him, listen, don't do that. It's bad optics. So just acknowledge his questions. Do what Simon Harris does, which is acknowledge the question. Acknowledge that, yes, that's actually the case. So take all the steam out of it, and then spend some horseshit about that. Yeah, we're addressing it. Again, the standard lessons have been learned. Yes, we have to improve on that, and we are improving on that, and we will continue to improve upon that. Thank you for your question. And then, most journalists in Ireland would just take it at that, but Ben has a tendency to ask a follow-up question, and then another follow-up question, and then another follow-up question, until their press secretary interrupts and rescues the politician and takes him away to safety. And you would hope that would run off on the other press members.
Yeah.
Is
it possible that we're seeing a sea change then here? Because if there is that kind of cozy environment where you're just a kind of a part of this machine, and you can't upset it because you'll endanger your own place in it, which is hard earned. It's just it's the regime, it's the status quo, it's the way that things are done. And then in comes this guy who may not be a like actual rebel, but enough of an outsider to ruffle feathers. And then others in the industry are saying, wow, yeah, fair fucking play, I can't do that, but I'm glad he's here to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, ultimately, it's the whatever the journalists are doing or standing up for him, they're going to toe the line if they're called into their office in the following morning and told, listen, in future, just keep your mouth shut. So it's going to be dictated by money. So if Gript took off in the morning and if they're earning millions upon millions from their subscription service, well, then I'd imagine other outfits would kind of perk up and take notice. But there's still spell, and the people under that journalists are committed to the truth, and that's the main thing. That it's all about the truth, but it's fucking not. It's evident that it's not. They have a narrative to push, and are told what to report on. And the only true journalism can be independent journalism. But the problem is that doesn't pay anything, So in the absence of a God forbidden universal wage or some magical Star Trek technology where we can just build everything and we don't have to worry about food or medicine or anything like that, well, we're not going to get that, because people won't put their fucking hands in their pockets to reward somebody for doing good journalism. And it's just too difficult for an individual journalist to make a splash unless they're outstanding or they've come from a respected field of journalism to begin with, So I don't know. Will Irish journalism change that much? I don't think so. I'm not even that up on it anymore, because I generally don't pick up the Irish Independent or the Times or any of that. Like I just gave up long ago. I'll have a look at the odd article online and read it, but very rarely is there any sort of expose. If that does happen, it tends to be in an English Sunday paper report on an Irish event. But within Ireland, it's non-existent because they're part of the regime. They're part of the established order of things, and they don't want to upset the cart. Why would they? You know, they have a lot to lose, and generally, when you have a lot to lose, you don't fucking you don't rock the boat too much. You know.
Yeah, for sure. There's been comments in the chat about Ruth's tits, and that did strike me, especially in this clip. Now, what I gather is that she's wearing a bra.
Wow.
But it's not a big enough bra to encompass all of her saggy tits to hold them in place where they originate from, let's say.
No.
So instead, they're just kind of the whole bra and the tits are sagging down. So what she needs to do is just go like maybe 5 cups bigger, or just go braless, so that they just kind of completely droop down, and you know, like they just kind of merge into her fat stomach, and we don't notice them at all.
Yeah,
that's my fashion advice for Ruth.
Yeah. Just tuck them into your knickers, Ruth, like a good girl.
Or just have them out, you know, if you want.
Yeah.
To guarantee, you know, to be the next Taoiseach, just have them out, you know.
Yeah, that's it. I'd respect her more if she did that. You know, went into the Dáil, took her top off, took the bra off, and just let us have a look at those big, dirty, saggy, giant wet tea bags that she calls tits. And we could all be happy with that. Maybe Paul rests his head in them at lunchtime or something when he gets a bit tired. Just pops his head into one of the cups. Ugh.
He looks worse with the glasses. Have you noticed him with glasses before, actually?
No, it seems to be a new development now. He's a mature statesman now, is it? What was he banging on about today? Social media. They're banning social media for 16-year-olds and under now.
Oh, fuck. I mean, well, like, what are they doing on social media anyway, you know? But like, stop banning shit, okay? We've been through this so many times on this show. How about we just improve society generally instead of trying to fucking socially engineer it with fucking laws?
Yeah, so they're doing that. What else? We may as well get it all out of the fucking way now in one fell swoop. The hate speech thing's back on the agenda now again. Our masters in the EU have said we have to do it, or there'll be fines. There'll be money.
No, court proceedings.
Say again?
Court proceedings.
Oh, court will bring us to court for not implementing the hate speech laws. All right, fair enough. Go ahead, fucking do it. Hasten the end. You know, I don't think the citizens are gonna take that too fucking kindly.
No.
But we say so. We have that. I think there's something else. There's so much shit that's coming down the pipeline. There's something else from that ministry as well. That escapes. Oh, it's facial recognition technology. That's been fast tracked as well. So I know. We're due to have that by the end of the summer months, apparently, from Jim O'Callaghan. So they're gonna push that out. So our guards will be walking around with the facial recognition turned on, and we'll have fucking cameras everywhere. I think they've got a couple of towns picked out already. I think Carlow, Westmead, areas out there, they've been classified as 10-minute cities, not 15 minutes now. We have to do that better, 10-minute cities. So they'll be rolling out all the CCTV and facial recognition horseshit there. So we're gonna have a busy couple of fucking years ahead of us. Like, so either that, or we'll all be fucking legging it out of the country sooner rather than later, because there's only take where it's like, okay.
Oh my. Who wants to abolish the Angelus?
Oh, it's this Coppinger, is it?
I don't know, man. I mean, does it matter who in the end?
No, it doesn't. This is like, wouldn't be surprised. Maybe, ban the Angeles, just put a picture of Ruth and her tits, with her tits hanging out there. Yeah, sucking on a shotgun barrel. That would make me happy. We all pay a license fee, like,
Ah. Like, guys, if you think you were going too far with Ruth, I mean, she's a torment. I forget the details, but there's this. She was lauding this book by some fucking French satanic pagan, and I say satanic pagan because there's good pagans out there. I'm one. It wrote a book about how abortion is a sacrament to the goddess Athena. That's who Ruth likes, you know?
wow.
So fuck that bitch. I'm sorry. I have no time or sympathy for her. She's the first to go to the fucking gulags.
Oh, and I think we have an anti-racism czar has been appointed, haven't they?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Before the housing czar.
Oh, wait, you see, this cunt. Like,
Oh
yes,
my
the
God.
housing czar.
Right,
He retired. He was saying, no, not doing it. Don't want it. Cannot be arsed. Keep your poison chalice and, sort out your...
Oh, so there was only one of them.
Yeah, they only had one guy in mind, like, so he was a
Jesus.
lifelong civil servant, so they just decided to give him that.
All right.
cushy
Well, if
number.
you're going to bring up something about racism, I'm going to play this 35-second clip, which I guess the Taoiseach is kind of using this as a fucking gotcha.
Exactly what we need to do. No, you can shake your head if you want. You're enough. But I don't. But you know what?
Continue, Taoiseach. Deputy Murphy.
Okay, so they're talking about Israel is using our airspace to bring weapons to Gaza and commit genocide.
Thanks for shouting me down again. I know you're having difficulty this week. You won't take questions from some journalists, and when you come in here, if you don't like the questions, and then when you ask me a question, you won't allow me answer it. So you don't take questions from some, and you don't accept answers from others. So don't shout me down, please, on an important issue. In relation to this situation, I've made it very clear what Irish law does state.
Oh, by the way, I want to heap praise on Gript when they upload a video to their website, like just raw video. They embed a video on their website, not through X or YouTube. They allow you to download it. Right click, save video as. Thank you. Keep the internet open.
Yeah, good stuff, Gript.
Yep.
And isn't he reintroducing the that Israel bill where we're not going to trade with any Israeli companies that are on occupied land? What's it called? The Israel Occupied Territories Bill or something like that. That's back on the agenda at him because he's standing up to big bold Israel. He's not going to stand idly by. Using that phrase, I think it was it Jack Lynch back when our compatriots in Northern Ireland were in trouble, and they said, Ireland, we're not going to stand idly by, while we did, and didn't do anything because we couldn't. And what this guy's going to do, like, he's not going to stand idly by and watch Israel continue to murder, Palestinian civilians. He's going to do fuck all. Introduce a bill that we're not going to trade with people that we don't trade with already. That was introduced by the great political mind of our times, Mary Black Sister, I think, or something like that. Some fucking imp they put in the Shannon because, she could sing a couple of decent songs and it seemed like a good fit at the time.